Yeah, California takes 50 billion, which is still a small fraction of what they pay. Yes, California takes the most, but it gives far more. It's just so dumb. It's like, it's just, it's funny. When I worked at Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola was the largest advertiser in America, and they sold the most drinks. They were the largest advertiser, paid more in advertisements than any other company in America. When I don't think that's still true, but it was. It used to be. And they pay a lot in, they get a lot out. So you could say they are selling more drinks than Pepsi. But here's what's messed up. They were neck and neck on who was making more money. And you could say, well, Coca-Cola's everywhere. They're a bigger company. Yeah, but they're paying so much for that market share. They're putting so much in, and they're not able to take much out. You see? Because in order to keep an account like Disneyland, like when I worked at Disneyland, Coca-Cola pays Disneyland to sell Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola makes zero money on the Coca-Cola that's being sold at Disneyland, because the only thing they really want is that everyone who goes to Disneyland gets Coca-Cola and doesn't get Pepsi. So they're paying just to occupy space, you see. And the reason why I bring that up is California spends more money being a member of the United States than it gets out of being the United States. And you might say, well, they get $50 billion a year. You could say something like that. But the problem is they're paying far more than that into the system. You see? That's it. Smarty pants.
Well, except Arby's, when they say we have the meats, I'd like some specifics. We trust our roads, our bridges, and even highway rest stops.
$280 billion. What is it with you guys? You know why California is in debt? Because we buy schools in Missouri, and we pay for the interstate highway system, and we pay for the fucking president's new wardrobe, and we pay for the military. You would have no military if it weren't. Here, look. What is the GDP of California? $4.25 trillion. $4.25 trillion. $4.25 trillion is the GDP of California. Go back to sleep, little honey pie. Also, which is it? Do they take an extra $50 billion, or are they 50? Do they take an extra, or is it $50 billion in the whole? They can't both be accurate. So also, where do you get these numbers? It doesn't even matter. The point is, California does take more than any other state. Of course they do. They're the biggest one. They take more in the form of dairy subsidies, in road work, because they've got huge interstate highways. Like the Highway 5 is one of the longest highways in America, and a huge portion of it is in California, and that is funded by the federal government. Interstate 5, the 5 freeway. I think the 405 as well. I can't remember. But these huge roads. The 15 goes through California. The 10 might not be an interstate, but the 15 is, and it goes from California to the east. And that's paid for by the federal government. Even just the roads, the federal government has to pay a lot to keep them up in California if they want to have them there. But California pays for the whole Highway 15. You see? And it's like, we have so many people giving money to the federal government. All of our businesses give money to the federal government, and we don't get that money back. We get some back. And you might look at it like, well, you get more than anybody else. Yeah, but we pay way more than that. We're in debt. Only 25% comes back. So if you give $1 to the federal government and you only get a quarter back, you'll be in debt like this. And that's what California's situation is. You pay 75% in, you get 25% back. You are going to be in debt. If I gave you $1 and you gave me 25 cents back, and I just did that over and over and over again, year in, year out, day by day, I would be in debt.